Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. We're going to have a look at the Ross Greer probe by the police. But before we do, I must make a clarification. I did a short last night in which I said it was my complaint that did it. Now, it's come to light that it wasn't just my complaint, and indeed a few others had complained. There is some confusion. I just want to make it clear why I said what I did. On Sunday morning, and if you go back you can see the video I did on Sunday morning, I made an online complaint to Police Scotland about this speech that he gave in Edinburgh outside the Parliament. And I filled all that in and I left it, and I did that video, and that's fine, and that moved on. Yesterday evening or afternoon, about just gone 4 o'clock, I received a phone call from a detective sergeant within Police Scotland who contacted me to confirm the receipt of the complaint and said that it will be going to his inspector to see if the inspector will take it any further. Basically, that was it. It wasn't newsworthy. It was just them sort of confirming that they'd received my complaint. Then at about, I suppose, 9:30, 10 o'clock last night, I was sitting there, and this report came up on the Express saying that police were now probing Ross Greer, thanks to, quote, a complaint had been made. And I took that as being a complaint, being singular complaint, and I knew I complained, so I assumed, naturally, that it was my complaint. However, after I did that video explaining that Ross Greer is being now investigated, last night I did this, someone came on and said, no, they've had the police at their door about a complaint they made. So it seems there's been several complaints. And so I'm more than happy to say that maybe it wasn't my complaint that sparked this. That's fine. Clarification. The mistake was made by the wording within the report of that article, which we're now going to look at. But I just wanted to make sure that I'm not stealing other people's glory. It seems to be a group effort, and I am more than happy to be a very small cog in a very large group, hopefully enough that the police will do it seriously. Anyway, having got that out of the way, let's take a look at what the police are actually doing. Here goes. So, police probe Ross Greer speech outside of Holyrood during the Edinburgh protest. This inadequate little virgin, who still lives with mummy and enjoys bitty, has the temerity to stand there on a public stage and express his views and opinions that he wants to enforce on others. A man who has had no world experience, is unqualified, and yet is so arrogant as to think that his views are the only views that should be expressed. He says, he's going on about the fact that anyone who thinks anything other than what he thinks is wrong. Well, I've got news for you, Ross. That's not the case. You do have a view. You're entitled to your view. What I find objectionable is the fact that you think I need to agree with your view. Anyway, officers received a complaint, and there we see, this is the confusion, a complaint about the Green Party MSP's address to pro-Palestinian campaigners outside the Parliament building last week. What's very ironic is he's showing support for Palestine. If he actually went to Gaza, a man in, let's just say, his condition, who went to Gaza, I don't think he'd like it very much. He'd have a very quick flying visit, shall we say. But he'd be flying straight down off a tall building. Police Scotland has received a complaint about a speech given by Ross Greer MSP outside Holyrood, the Scottish Express can reveal. The Scottish Green politician was involved in a protest outside the Parliament on February the 21st. He addressed campaigners in relation to the reception held for ADS Scotland in the Parliament. It was targeted due to the allegations ADS sells arms to Israel. I should bloody well hope so. One of the quickest ways of making a lot of money when there's trouble around the world is to sell arms to both sides. No lose situation there, isn't it? Win-win. Social media footage from the public event appeared to show demonstrators holding Palestinian flags and jostling with members of the public. Video footage of the address shows Mr. Greer calling for a boycott of goods from Israel and, here you go, and of companies who are complicit in everything that's happened not just since October the 7th, but for the last 75 years. Will he be boycotting Scotland? Will he? Will he be boycotting, the Scottish Parliament? Will he be boycotting Britain? Please leave Britain, Ross, because Britain helped set up Israel all those years ago. It's part of the League of Nations. And so obviously you don't like Britain. Please leave now. Really, leave. Go to Gaza. They're your chums. Go live in Gaza. Be who you are. Let's see how that works out for you. So you hate that. Yeah, you hate everything, do you? You hate everything. So you won't live in a house that's been built with a JCB, for example. You won't use all the products used by anyone who has any dealings with Israel. Your life is going to be very empty. He said, Palestinians value our solidarity. They don't give one flying monkey. He ends his speech saying that victory to Palestine, victory to humanity. I believe when you run into another country and cut the heads off babies, shove babies in microwaves, and then kill women, and then parade their bodies around the street, very little humanity is being shown there, Ross. Perhaps you'd like to show people when Israel has done that first. There's been 15 ceasefires. Israel has broken none of them. Hamas and Palestine have broken every single one. And you have to remember that Hamas is Gaza. Yeah, they are one and the same. The Gazan people support Hamas. And if you are saying Palestinian, you are saying pro-Hamas. That is the support this man is giving. And Hamas have called for the total eradication of Jews from the planet Earth. And therefore, he is supporting, first of all, a banned organisation, a terrorist organisation, and he's also calling for Jewish genocide by his support for what they want. And you wonder why little people like Ross Greer would be supporting people who would kill him. It's almost like turkeys voting for Christmas. He seems to think if he's showing solidarity to him, they will show, showing solidarity to them, that when they take over, that they're going to be sparing and go, it's okay, Ross, he can carry on being who he is because, he's so support. No. Tall building. Not a problem. Anyway, a Police Scotland spokesman said around 4:40 p.m. on Thursday, 22nd of February 2024, we were made aware of concerns around a video of a speech believed to have been filmed in the Edinburgh area. Inquiries are at an early stage. We previously told that Mr. Greer faces a parliamentary probe on the incident, which allegedly saw members of the public blocked from entering the building. That in itself is problematic, and that could end up being a suspension from Parliament. I think he should be suspended, but not from Parliament. It's been reported to the Ethical Standards Committee for Standards. Scottish Tory Stephen Kerr accused Greer of bringing Parliament into disrepute, and indeed, I would suggest, being humanity into disrepute for his stance on wanting genocide. It seems a very odd thing. But the Green MSP responded saying, the truly shameful scene last night was the wine reception for the arms dealer whose weapons Israel is using to slaughter children. Here's the thing, Ross. Ever been in a car? People use cars as weapons, and yet you get in a car. Shameful, isn't it? Shameful that you would use a car. What a sad, inadequate little man. He's never really grown up, has he? He's never really faced anything harder than his O-level maths question. He's so very, very uneducated, so naive, and yet so filled with loathing, probably a lot of self-loathing, but loathing for humanity. He's just an inadequate, isn't he? An inadequate little man with a very tiny penis who was bullied at school, and now he's just got that little bit of power. He's going to exercise it to show what a manly man he truly is. You want to prove something, Ross? Put on a uniform and go and fight Israel. You're so enamoured of Gazans. Put on a uniform, go to Palestine, get into Gaza, pick up an AK-47 and march towards the Israelis. But you're not going to do that, are you? You're not going to stand there and walk towards the enemy. How dare you? How dare you talk of such things? Coming up. He'll be running to Mummy and looking for a bit of extra bitty. Oh, hold me. The bad world. The bad man's saying bad things, Mummy. Bad. It's a bad world. I didn't know how bad the world is. I just thought I could stand there and shout into a megaphone, and people would say, "Hey Ross, you're like the poet of the people. You speak for us. You got your finger on the pulse." He's like Rick, isn't he, from The Young Ones? Only without the charm. What a knob. Anyway, I shall stop there. Thank you very much for watching. Do apologise for my claiming sole ownership on this. Many people, it turns out, subsequently. But there are complaints being made about his speech. That's fine. Investigate him, prosecute him. Hate crime. Undoubtedly a hate crime. Till next time, stay safe, stay well, and I'll speak to you later. Bye.